Chapter 1. The Last Paycheck. You check your phone screen one last time. $200. No extra savings. No job waiting for you next week. No relative willing to lend you more. Just that number in the banking app and a decision that will define everything that comes after. Most people would keep that money to survive the month. You decide to turn it into a starting point. Instead of sending out resumes, you start looking for things nobody else is paying attention to. Things abandoned in garages, storage units, and weekend sales that are worth more than their owners realize. That same afternoon, you find an antique bicycle for $25, a discontinued video game console for $30, and a box of professional tools for $20. You spend almost everything you have before fear starts whispering that maybe you acted too fast. That night, you clean every piece, take photos with good lighting, and list them online. You don't sleep well. The next morning, the bicycle sells for $90, the console sells for $85, the tools sell for $70. In 4 days, your $200 became $445. For the first time, the impossible starts to feel merely difficult. Chapter 2. The First 1500. You quickly realize that flipping random items isn't a business, it's just luck with a method. To reach 1 million, you need something that repeats on its own. You start contacting people who are moving, downsizing, or closing storage units. Most ignore you. A couple respond. One of them offers you the entire contents of an abandoned storage unit for $300. You invest almost all your capital again. Inside, there's clothing, small appliances, and unopened boxes. It takes you nearly a week to sort through everything, but when you finally finish listing it all, the numbers surprise you. Some things sell online, others sell by word of mouth. An entire lot sells at once to a reseller. 2 weeks later, you count the money, $1,540. You cross the $1,000 mark. It's still a small figure compared to the goal, but something in the way you think has changed. You no longer buy to own, you buy to multiply. Chapter 3. Selling a Skill. Flipping inventory teaches you an uncomfortable lesson. Every dollar depends on finding the next opportunity. You need income that doesn't depend on the luck of finding cheap merchandise. So you ask yourself a different question. What problem can you solve today with what you already know how to do? You know how to build and repair computers. You buy parts in bulk, make simple posts on social media, and offer same-day repair service at customers' homes. The first customer pays you $60. The second comes recommended by the first. By the end of the first week, you already have 6 appointments booked. Then you notice something important. People aren't paying you to fix a computer. They're paying you so they don't have to worry. You start charging extra for urgency and for on-site service. Your income jumps almost immediately. Chapter 4. The First Team. Working alone becomes the limit to your growth. You can either stay small or learn to trust someone else. A former classmate agrees to work on commission. If he brings in customers, he takes a percentage of each repair. Now 2 people are working while you only need to find more opportunities. The business grows faster than you expected. You add another person, then another. Within 5 months, the repair service is generating more than $4,200 a month in profit. Almost all of it gets reinvested. Better tools, a better appointment system, better advertising. Your balance passes $15,000. The goal is still far away, but for the first time the business moves forward without you touching every detail. Chapter 5. Earning while you sleep. At this point, you understand an uncomfortable truth. Your time is limited, no matter how hard you work. Even a successful service business keeps you trapped if every dollar depends on your direct effort. You start looking for assets that generate money consistently without you having to be present. After weeks of research, you buy 4 smart parcel lockers from an operator who's retiring from the business. You install them in an apartment building, a university, a gym, and a small shopping center. The first month barely covers expenses. The second month improves. The third month confirms the model works. Every day money comes in whether you're working or sleeping. The numbers aren't impressive, but they're stable, and stability is what really builds wealth. Chapter 6. The Trap. As your capital grows, so does the attention you receive. One night, someone contacts you on social media presenting himself as the manager of a private investment fund. He promises guaranteed returns and shows you screenshots of accounts that, according to him, tripled in weeks. Months earlier, you might have believed him. Now you ask questions. Where's the verified track record? Who else has actually withdrawn real profits? Why does the offer disappear if you don't decide today? The conversation changes tone immediately. He insists you act fast. He says there won't be room tomorrow. You walk away. Weeks later, you find out several people lost their savings to the same scheme. That moment marks you. You understand that protecting money is just as important as making it. Chapter 7. 6 digits. You become more disciplined. Every deal gets put in writing. Every expense gets tracked. Every investment gets reviewed twice before you move a single dollar. The repair service expands into a second area of the city. The parcel lockers grow from 4 to 15 units. You buy a small stake in a local auto repair shop that already has steady customers and cash flow. Growth is slower than before, but much more solid. Month after month, the total keeps rising. 1 year after starting with $200, your net worth passes $210,000. You celebrate for exactly one night. The next day, you go back to work. Chapter 8. The Big Bet. The final leap requires something different from everything before it. It's not risk for risk's sake. It's using credit in your favor. You find a small industrial warehouse building in an area that's starting to grow. It already has tenants paying rent. The price is far beyond your available cash. For the first time, you take out a loan. You put down a large deposit and back the credit with income from your other businesses. It's the biggest risk you've ever taken. If the tenants leave, you could lose years of effort. For months, you focus on one thing, keeping every space occupied. You negotiate long-term leases, you improve the facilities, you keep running your other businesses without neglecting them. Little by little, the numbers start compounding on their own. Chapter 9. 7 digits. 20 months after starting with $200, you sit down in front of a spreadsheet, cash on hand, profits from the auto repair shop, income from the parcel lockers, your stake in the repair business, the value of the industrial building minus outstanding debt. You subtract every obligation, you look at the final result, $1,047,610. You stare at the number for a long time, not because it feels unreal, but because you remember the day risking $200 felt like madness. In the end, money was never the real obstacle. The real obstacle was learning to delay comfort, reinvest relentlessly, and hold on long enough for compound interest to do the rest. You started with $200, you reached $1 million, one decision at a time, and tomorrow it all starts again.